Hey, what's up, Dani here, and welcome to my channel and another video. Today I'm here with a little unhaul. So I've already done an unhaul like last year, so I'm not gonna unhaul a lot of books, but we have my TBR shelf here, which is not the books that I'm currently having on my TBR. They're up there. And I'm not gonna get rid of any of those because... But yeah, anyway, so I have this TBR where there's books that I have for a billion years already and haven't read them yet. I bought them like 8 years ago, 9 years ago. There is like books where I'm still missing books in between, so they're on here because I can't read them right now, but I won't get rid of those. So yes, there's mostly gonna be books that I'm gonna unhaul here, because there's a lot of books that I bought because I thought I would like them or because everyone else was reading it, and I don't know, so I'm gonna get rid of some of those. Also, first and foremost, I want to say that if you want any of these books, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna give them to a bookshop, charity bookshop, so yeah, but I don't want any money for them, so if you want them, you get them for free. It depends where you live though, because sometimes shipping is a lot, so yeah. Also, I want to get rid of some graphic novels that I had on my other shelf, because I was holding on to them, but now I'm like, maybe I should just get rid of them. So I want to get rid of Aquaman, the first volume of Rebirth. I wanted to hold on to that one because I got rid of all my Rebirth titles that I had in trade because I was getting the hardcovers, but Aquaman doesn't have a hardcover, so I was holding on to volume 1 in case I want to continue, but I'm already way behind and DC is just coming out with way too many books and I just don't know anymore. Like, I mean, you barely see me haul Marvel and DC lately because I just can't keep up with it, and yes, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Also, if I'm getting rid of anything and you think I should hold on to it and give it a try, please let me know as well, because yeah. Then this one's a sad one because people know how much I love this character, but I just couldn't get into this series for some reason, even though a lot of people look at this as a favorite series, like the best one out of all of them, and I don't know, but I think it's time for me to get rid of my Nightwing graphic novels, because I've read the first volume and I gave it like 3 stars, and I haven't read any of these in so long, and there's still so many I would have to buy and they're so expensive. So yes, I think I might get rid of those. Again, if you feel like I should keep it, let me know. But yeah, that's Nightwing. I think it's like the 90s run, one of the 90s runs, so yes, very sad. But yes, need space. Then there is one that I'm just very sad because I spent so much money on these volumes and I just couldn't get into it. If you've seen me or watched any of my hauls or wrap-ups or anything in the last months, you know what series I'm talking about, but I have 6 freaking graphic novels, 6 fucking volumes, and I've read the first 2 and I just cannot do it. I cannot read this series. I don't know why, I just cannot do it. I mean, it would be exactly my type of story, and it's Neil Gaiman and it's like DC, Vertigo. I've seen this series for years when I was working in a comic shop, and I just couldn't do it. And I don't know why, and I have 6 volumes that I'm just throwing away, like not throwing it away, but you know what I mean. And it's just all that money that I could have spent on other stuff. Sad days, but yeah, these are 6 volumes of Sandman the 30th anniversary editions, which makes it even worse because this is such a big ass series and it's got a 30th anniversary edition and I don't like it, and I'm just like, I don't know, I just cannot do it. I wanted to so badly, but I don't know what I should do with these. This is like such a big what if, and I don't know, but yeah. But these are like books that weren't on my TBR because I've read most of those, so. But yes, not feeling it anymore. So we go do Marie Kondo on this shelf now. So I'm just taking all of these books out and think about it if I want to keep it or not. I mean, let's be real, from the graphic novels and the manga, I don't think I'm going to give anything away, but we're still going to go through it, so yes. So first up we have Asterix Omnibus 4, 5, 3, 4 and 8, and I'll never get rid of those, so. Do you make me happy? Yes. Then we have this one, which is like the first book that was in this Marvel's Mightiest Heroes collection thing. There's loads of these books. People spend money on this, it's amazing. But that was the first one, it was like $2.99, so I just got it for that. But I don't even know what, should I keep this? Because I'm never gonna read it, but then maybe I should keep it for collector's reason. I don't know, like, let me know what you think I should do with this one. Putting it on the maybe pile. Then I have Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I don't have one, so I'm not gonna read this just yet, but I'm not gonna get rid of this because, so it's staying. Then I have Batman Hush in these, also in these collector's editions, so it's part 1 and part 2, and a lot of people say that this is like a really great story, and I'm keeping it and hopefully I'm gonna read it someday, so yes, that's Batman Hush. Then I have Harley Quinn Rebirth, the first book, and I really love Harley Quinn, but these books are so expensive and I'm just like, I'm staying away from it, but at the same time I feel like, what if it goes out of print at some point? So yes, I'm gonna keep this because also I wouldn't just give this away for free because too much money. So yeah, keeping that one. Then we have Miss Marvel 8 and 9, which I am keeping because I have 1 to 6 on my shelf and I'm just missing volume 7 and I can't continue reading without having volume 7, so this is why they're on this TBR shelf, because for right now I can't read those. Plus there's like volume 7 and volume 10 in this series and then I think it's done, so there's 2 more volumes I'm missing, so I can do that. Same with this one, I have Postal volume 6 and I have 1 to 4 on my shelf, but I can't continue reading because I'm missing volume 5. So I think there's volume 5 and 7, and so yes, hanging on to this one as well. Then I have these 2 Lenore books, which I really like. I think I've read one of these. I've read this one a long time ago. I got this from a friend, and this one I got on a sale in a comic shop, so I really like these hardcovers. I like the art. The art is really cool. So this is also inspiration and I really like this, so I'm keeping those. Whoops. Then I have this German Peanuts book that my sister had and she didn't want it anymore, and I was like, I'm keeping it because I love Peanuts, and even though it's German I don't care. I really like this little hardcover, so keeping that. As you can see, I'm not getting rid of any of these. Then we have Full Metal Alchemist, the first book. Like, do I even have to think about this? I don't think so. Then I have Erase, books 1 and 2 or omnibuses 1 and 2, I don't know, but there's like only 5 and I need the last 3 and then I'm gonna read. And also these are great hardcovers, so keeping those. Then I have, oh god, it's heavy, Blade of the Immortal 7, which I got from Elias. So, and I also got volume 9, which I bought myself, but I'm missing volume 8, so I'm not gonna continue reading until I have volume 8 and volume 10. So they're on here because I'm not currently reading. Then I have volumes 1 to 6 of Golden Kamuy. Now that Elias gave me 1 to 3, I can finally read this, but I'm keeping it on this TBR shelf because I first want to read everything on my current TBR before I add more books on there, because there's already enough. So this will go on my next TBR. So keeping those. Then I have these 2 random volume 1s of Boozer Ranking and Ice Shield that I got from Gingraves. And I think I'm just holding on to them because I got them as a present from Gingraves. So yes, right now keeping those. Then I have Hunter x Hunter 31 to 34, which I'm not gonna get rid of because I've read up to 30. I just wanted to wait for a few more volumes to read. But this is so slow, and yes, so it's gonna take a while. And then I have random volumes of Magi, which obviously I'm not gonna get rid of because I'm reading this currently, but I'm missing some volumes in between, so I have to wait to continue because you can see it's all random, so yes. And the last manga series on here is My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which I also got this from Elias, so now I have the first 2 volumes. And I will probably read this once I'm caught up with My Hero Academia, the main series, and then see if I like it, and then see if I'm going to continue reading it. But yeah, keeping those. And that is some of the top shelf. Let me just put some stuff back. And then the hardcover books I have on here is, well, this is also a manga, but that's Fragments of Horror by Junji Ito, which I'm not going to get rid of. I'm just waiting to read this for like maybe Halloween again, so it stays. And then I also have The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare, which I can't wait to read this, but I have to commit to another series first, which it's taking me forever, so I have to wait to read those. And also same with this one, Ghost of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, and yes, definitely gonna read those. I just have to commit to this series. Right, so now we get to the second shelf, which has like most of the books that I want to get rid of because I need to free some space in here, and there's books in here, as I said, that I owned for years and never read, so let's see. So first I have Illumine by J. Christoph and Amy Kaufman, and I DNF'd this book, but I'm holding on to it because everyone loves this and I want to give it another shot. So yes, we're keeping it for now. Alright, so I had to charge my phone, my camera real quick, so I think the light got a bit darker because it's just winter. It's just terrible. Alright, where so keeping that one in case I want to give it a second try, maybe. So yes. Then we have Always Looking Up by Michael J. Fox. Also keeping that one because I love Michael J. Fox. I haven't read this one yet. Then I have Jackie Chan, Never Grow Up, his biography. Also haven't read this yet, but obviously keeping that one. Then we have the book I was talking about before. We have Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book in the Dark Artifices, and it's just so big. And I'm intimidated, but I need to read this so I can read those. Hopefully this year I can do it. Hopefully. But yeah, keeping that. Then I have this The Wonderful Wizard of Oz and the Marvelous Land of Oz by L. Frank Baum as a light novel manga version, so it's got like little manga pictures in here. So I actually never read The Wizard of Oz, so hopefully someday I'll read this. Then I have this book Velocity by Dean Koontz. I used to read a lot of Dean Koontz, but I got this in a second-hand shop for 60 pence, which is like nothing. And I don't know if I should keep this. Maybe I should, so I'm keeping this for now. Then I have the entire series of Vampire Academy, which I've never read, but everyone used to like it. It was very big. And I got this as a full series, and as I said, never read it, but I want to read it eventually, so I'll keep this. Then I have Never Night and Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. I bought this like a long time ago and I've never read them, and I think I'm just gonna give them away, so I have no clue. So giving them away. Then I have The Sound of Truth by Trisha Owen, which is like the 6th book in this series, and I'm still gonna read this, so keeping that. Then I have Anna Kendrick's Scrappy Little Nobody biography book that I still haven't read either, so eventually, hopefully I get through this as well. I heard mixed reviews about this, I'm not sure yet. Then we have Stephen King's Salem's Lot, and I used to read Stephen King. I think I've read like 2 or 3 books when I was younger, and I do like Stephen King because it's like my kind of stories, but I'm having a hard time getting through Stephen King. I started reading this, as you can see, and I just can't get into it. I know it's very big, Salem's Lot, I mean, but I just cannot do it anymore. I can't read Stephen King right now, so I feel like maybe I should just let it go. What do you think? Because also this is very huge, this book, and it's so tiny, and it's Stephen King, and I have a hard time reading Stephen King in English. It's just, I don't know. I love Stephen King movies, but I just can't do the books, I don't know why. So I'm gonna put this on the pile to give away. Then I have books 2 and 3 of the Percy Jackson series, which I heard that there's gonna be illustrated version like Harry Potter, so I am actually tempted to get the illustrated versions instead, but I'm still gonna keep this in case there won't, because I have read book 1, and yes. So keeping these for now. Then I have The Patient by John Katzenbach, which is in German. It's also a German author, so it's fine. It's a thriller, it's huge, and I used to read John Katzenbach as well. I think I might have read this book even, but I forgot what it was about, so I put it back on my TBR, so keeping this one. Then I have The Notebook. I've never read this book. I had a phase when I was reading all these Nicholas Sparks novels, but I've never read The Notebook, so should I read this or should I not? What do you guys think? I'm gonna put it on the maybe giving away pile. Then I have Morning, Noon and Night by Sidney Sheldon, which is also a thriller that I got from the library because they just gave it to me. They said I can keep it. So I'm not sure if I've even read this one, I don't remember. Maybe I'm gonna reread, maybe. Then I have Howl's Moving Castle, which I don't know if I can ever read this because I don't know, me and the reading, the book needs to suck me in, and otherwise I'm just not. But I'm definitely watching the movie, and maybe, I'm not sure, but I'm keeping it for now. Then I have this book that is in German, so I don't know what it's called in English, but I think it's also a German author. Yeah, it's a German book, so. But I had this as a kid. It's like very tiny and it's about a cat, so I was like, maybe I should reread this and see what I used to read when I was a kid, so yes. I found this in a box of old books. Then I have 2 random books of a series of unfortunate events. That's the third one, The Wide Window, and that's number 8 in hardcover, The Hostile Hospital. This is hardcover. I got this as a present from a friend, so I'm having a hard time giving it away because I've read the first book and I just couldn't really get into it. I watched a TV show, but I just don't know if I should keep those. So what do you guys think? Away or keeping? Because I just don't really know. I don't think I'm gonna buy any of the other books, but I don't know. Maybe giving away pile. Right. Then I have another, a Sidney Sheldon book, also in German. This is, I used to read a lot of these and I read them all in German, so that's why they're all in German. These are like old books that I found in a box, so might reread, who knows. Then I have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I have never read this book. And a lot of people in the community have read this, and I don't know if I want to read this or not. Should I read this? Let me know. Or if it's not worth it. So, what do you guys think? I'll keep it for now, but... Then I have Maggie Stiefvater's Linger and Forever, which is the second and the third book in the Shiver series. I have read Shiver. I honestly don't even know where I have Shiver. I think I have it in another box. So there's also different covers. That one is like a different feel than this one. So yeah, it's another print. This is much more beautiful though, if you look at it, compared to this. But yeah, I read the first book and I've never picked... I started book 2, but I couldn't get into it. But now that I'm reading the Raven cycle, this is like book before, so it's werewolves and maybe I should give it a try. I don't know, I'll keep them for now. Then I have another German thriller by Sidney Sheldon, Doomsday Conspiracy. Again, a book I've read when I was a teenager. Then I have In Guilty Night by Alison Taylor, also in German, also a book I've read as a teenager. I just don't know if I still read these. Then we have The Dark Tower, book 1 and 2 by Stephen King, also in German, because as I said, Stephen King is for me very hard to read in English. I don't know why, but it's just the English. So I got these in German, but I've never read them, and I feel like I'm gonna give them away, so yes. Sorry, Stephen King. Then I have The Girl of Ink and Stars by Kieran Millwood Hargrave, which I bought because it's a beautiful book. Like the cover is beautiful, then you have these flat pages, you have a map in here, you have the pages that look like really beautiful. And it's written all in dark blue with the orange, so it always looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. So I tried to read this, but I couldn't get into it. I don't know, as I said, with novels, it's just, I am having a hard time getting into it, like, unless it sucks me in. But this I just bought because it's so beautiful, the book, so maybe I should just give it away. Should I? Then I have The Collector by John Fowles, which I bought 2 years ago, no, a year ago, on Black Friday. It's like some thriller, but I don't know if I would like this. Has any of you read this? If you like it, let me know if I should read it as well. So yes. Then I have The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I've also never read, but it's kind of a short book, so maybe I could like read it at some point. I've not even seen the movie because I knew I had the book on my TBR shelf, so I wanted to read it first, but I've never read it. So again, should I? Or should I give it away? Then I have Roald Dahl, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and what's the other story? There's like 2 stories in here. I forgot what the second one is. Not even, it's like very big writing and all this. Maybe I should read it. I mean, I've watched the movie, but I'll keep that one for now. Then I have Stephen King, Carrie, also in German. Also couldn't get into it. I don't know what it is with Stephen King. I mean, I really like Stephen King movies and the dark shit, but reading just novels, my imagination isn't as good in novels that it is in watching a movie, so I always prefer the movies in these sort of things. So yes. Then I have Rick Riordan, Big Red Tequila, which is also a thriller, I think. And obviously it's not like Percy Jackson or anything, but I wanted to read like all his books, so I started with like his first books. So I got this one and I never picked it up, so I don't know. It says everything in Texas is bigger, even murder. I mean, it sounds good, but would I like this? That's the question. I'm gonna put it on the maybe giving away pile. Then I have another German book by Sebastian Fitzek. As I said, he's a German author, so another book I've read when I was younger, so maybe I want to reread. Then I have Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter by Seth Graham Smith. Never read this either, but like I had this vampire face and I don't know, probably giving this away. So yeah. Then I have this Ireland Land People History. So a brief history of Ireland. Obviously gonna keep this because I want to go to Ireland someday. Then I have A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, which surprisingly I couldn't get into, which is kind of sad because I should like it, but I mean, I've seen the movie version, like many different movie versions, but I just couldn't read it. My friend wanted me to read it on Christmas like last year, I mean a year ago, and I started and I had to put it down because I just couldn't do it. So I think I might give this away. And I also have Roald Dahl's BFG. I still haven't watched the movie because I have this book. I've read about a third of this book and couldn't get into it. I just don't know what it is with me. I just don't know. Maybe I would give this a... It's like, because I have so many other things I want to read, so whenever I pick up another book, I'm just like, I rather want to read something else. So this is why I never finish these books, but maybe someday when I am up to date with my TBRs and all, I would maybe go back to it. So maybe I'm gonna keep that one. Then I have two books that I'm not gonna give away because I got this one as a present from Elias. This is Someday Someday by Emma Scott. Also, I love this book, so never going away. And this one's Call Me By Your Name by Andre Aciman, which I've hauled some months ago, which I haven't read yet, and I will read it. This is another book that goes on my TBR once this one is done. And that's it. So I got rid of these. So we have the Through the Evernight and through the Under the Never Sky. I don't know which one's the first one. Then we have Salem's Lot by Salem's Lot by Stephen King, and The Dark Tower 1 and 2. Girl of Ink and Stars, Stephen King's Carrie, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and A Christmas Carol. And on the maybe pile we have Rick Riordan's Big Red Tequila, The Notebook, and a series of unfortunate events. So let me know what you think about these, if I should keep them or not. Also this one. So yes, that's Marie Kondo in my TBR shelf. There's still a lot of books. But yeah, someday, maybe someday we'll read them all. So yes, let's put these back here, and yes. Alright, so here we have the manga and comics on top now, and here's all the books. So now they fit all in here, and this is what I'm getting rid of, or maybe this is the might be, and this is what I'm getting rid of. So let me know what you think. Should I keep some of these? Should I, you know, I don't know. But yeah, this is it for this video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!